The space station, Eos Prime, spun slowly around the bright star, its metal surface gleaming against the blackness of space. Ships of every size docked in the massive ports, some delivering goods, others carrying travelers from distant worlds. Among the crowd was Alex Carter, a human engineer who had traveled light years to fix the station's aging core systems. Alex had been trained for situations exactly like this, where danger could hide behind polite smiles and friendly gestures. He moved through the busy corridors with a calm but watchful eye. Everywhere he looked, he saw creatures from dozens of planets, some with scales, some with translucent skin, some with more than 2 eyes. Space was full of wonders. But Alex had learned that not all wonders could be trusted. He paused near a food court, glancing at the display boards that listed docking schedules. That's when he noticed her. The alien girl was unlike anyone he had ever seen. Her skin shimmered faintly, as if tiny stars were trapped beneath its surface. Her hair was a dark cascade that seemed to float slightly in zero gravity. Her eyes, large and almond-shaped, reflected the station's lights in a way that made them seem almost luminous. She was small and graceful, moving quietly among the larger, bustling crowd, yet her presence drew attention like a gentle magnet. She stopped a few meters from Alex and leaned slightly forward, lowering her voice to a whisper. The station's core. It's in danger. You must go there before it's too late. Alex tilted his head, studying her carefully. Her words were urgent, almost desperate, but there was something off. He had been trained to notice subtleties, tiny shifts in tone, hesitation in speech, mismatched details. Her voice trembled slightly, and her eyes flickered, as if she was unsure what to say next. "Who are you?" he asked, keeping his voice calm but firm. She blinked at him, and for a moment her small smile seemed almost nervous. "I'm Lyra. I can't stay long. The core, it's unstable. You have to hurry." Alex's brow furrowed. "Which part of the core is unstable? Can you give me specifics?" Lyra's gaze darted to the side, and she murmured something that didn't quite match the schematics he had memorized. That was it. That small mismatch triggered every warning bell in his mind. Humans, Alex knew, had a unique ability. Intuition paired with reasoning. Even in situations far beyond Earth, that combination often allowed them to see truths hidden behind lies. And right now, something about Lyra's story felt off. He didn't move closer. Instead, he watched as she glanced around nervously and then melted into the crowd. Her movements were too careful, too deliberate to be natural. Something about her urgency was genuine. But the story she told? Maybe not. Alex waited a moment, letting the crowd carry her away. Then, with a sigh, he pulled out his datapad and accessed the station schematics. He traced every corridor, every service tunnel, every emergency hatch. He double-checked Lyra's description against the official maps. Nothing matched. Not a single detail lined up. And yet, he couldn't ignore the hint of danger in her eyes. He moved toward the observation deck, a wide corridor with glass walls overlooking the endless expanse of space. From there, he could see the docking bays, the shipyards, the massive central core that powered Eos Prime. Even from this distance, the hum of energy was noticeable. He crouched slightly, watching as the lights on the core pulsed rhythmically. Everything seemed normal, and yet he remembered Lyra's words. Something inside him, deep in his instincts, told him that appearances could be deceiving. A soft sound behind him made him turn. Lyra had returned, moving like a shadow, almost floating across the deck. "I thought you might check." Her voice was quieter this time, almost like a question. Alex studied her. "You lied to me? Your story doesn't match the schematics." Lyra flinched slightly, but she didn't deny it. Instead, she tilted her head, as if trying to figure out what he had noticed. I had to. They might be watching. I couldn't risk them knowing I was helping." Alex's eyes narrowed. He didn't fully trust her, but he also understood the reasoning. Sometimes deception was a tool to protect a greater truth. "Then tell me everything, clearly and truthfully. No whispers. No secrets." Lyra hesitated, her large eyes fixed on his. Then, slowly, she began to speak. She explained that a group of alien mercenaries, known as the Vexery, had once attacked a station like this one. They planted a device inside the core that could destabilize it if tampered with. The device was hidden and dormant, designed to activate only if unauthorized personnel tried to access certain systems. I wasn't lying to harm anyone. I wanted to see if you could notice the problem and act. Her voice was small, but firm. Alex nodded slightly, though his mind raced. He had always known that humans were clever problem solvers. He trusted his instincts, his training, and his ability to think clearly in chaos. But this was different. He was dealing with an alien whose culture, history, and technology were far beyond his understanding. Still, the principle remained. Observe, analyze, act. Show me the device. Tell me where it is, he said. Lyra looked around nervously. Not yet. If they are here, they will see us. I need to make sure we're alone. Alex studied the observation deck. It was mostly empty, except for a few maintenance droids quietly floating along the rails. He could use the low traffic to their advantage. Lead the way. But I need truth. No more half-lies. She nodded, and they moved through the station's quieter corridors. Alex kept his senses alert, noting every sound, every flicker of movement, every hum in the walls. Humans had a way of reading patterns, predicting danger, and finding solutions under pressure. That skill, combined with Lyra's knowledge of alien technology, might just be enough to prevent disaster as they approached a maintenance hatch near the station's core. Lyra stopped and glanced back. If you do not trust me yet, that's okay. But if we wait too long, the core could destabilize. Alex took a deep breath, feeling the tension in his shoulders. Humans were known for courage, but also for careful reasoning. He had seen situations like this before. The unknown could be deadly, but ignoring a threat was worse. We act together, carefully, step by step. Looked at her, steady and confident. No lies from here on. If something happens, we need to know the truth. Lyra's lips curved into a small smile. Agreed. You notice things humans notice? Clever. They opened the hatch and slipped inside, the narrow corridor leading toward the hidden area Lyra had discovered. The air was slightly warmer here, the hum of the core more pronounced. Alex's heart raced not with fear, but with the thrill of a challenge. Humans thrived on challenges. Danger, puzzles, and unknown odds were things they often faced and overcame. Inside, the corridor opened to a small chamber. Strange alien symbols were etched into the walls, glowing faintly in the dim light. In the center, a compact device hummed softly, almost innocuously, like it didn't belong. Lyra pointed to it. This is what I meant. The Vexery left it here. It will remain dormant, unless disturbed, but if activated, it could destabilize the station in minutes. Alex examined it carefully. His human intuition immediately recognized the danger despite the alien design. He had tools in his pack, but his mind raced faster than any manual could. Patterns. Energy flows. Potential triggers, all of it he calculated in seconds. He looked at Lyra. You whispered a lie to test me. Bold move. But now, we solve it together. Lyra's eyes glimmered, this time with trust. Yes, together. Outside, the station continued to spin silently, oblivious to the hidden danger within. But inside the chamber, a human and an alien worked side by side, proving that even across galaxies and cultures, cooperation, trust, and human ingenuity could face the unknown and perhaps prevail. The hum of the space station was louder here, near the hidden maintenance chambers. Alex Carter stood for a moment, staring at the alien device that pulsed with faint energy. Even in its dormant state, the device radiated a quiet menace. Humans were trained to assess danger. But instincts told Alex that this was beyond anything he had encountered before. Lyra hovered near him, her eyes flicking nervously to the walls as if expecting the shadows themselves to move. She whispered, "No one else must know we are here." The Vexery. They could return at any time. Alex nodded, keeping his voice calm. We work fast. You tell me everything you know in detail. I will cross-check it with the station systems. Lyra took a deep breath and began. She explained that the Vexery had planted the device years ago, before EOS-Prime became a commercial hub. The device was designed to destabilize the station's core, if any unauthorized entity tampered with the main energy conduits. To the untrained eye, it seemed harmless, but its internal circuits were sensitive, ready to trigger disaster in minutes. Alex listened carefully, noting every detail. Humans had a reputation for quick reasoning, and this was no exception. His mind mapped the possibilities, running calculations faster than the eye could follow. The Vexery's plan was clever, but humans had a way of seeing patterns and thinking beyond immediate threats. "Do you know how it works?" Alex asked. Lyra shook her head. "Only partially. I understand its triggers, but the internal mechanism is advanced beyond my species' usual tech." Alex studied the device carefully. It was small, metallic, almost elegant in its design, but the alien etchings hinted at a complexity that humans rarely saw. Still, humans had solved mysteries before patterns. Logic and observation could overcome even the most alien technology. He could sense weak points, places where intervention could safely neutralize the threat. "We need a full scan. I'll use my tools to analyze energy flows, internal circuitry, and stability triggers." Alex pulled a small portable scanner from his pack. Its lights blinked as it hummed to life, interfacing with the device. Lyra leaned closer, her hands hovering over the panel as if her presence alone could help. "Be careful. One wrong move, and—" Alex cut her off gently. "I know. Humans are precise. Trust me, step by step." The scanner traced the device's internal network, revealing layers of alien coding and hidden energy loops. Alex's eyes narrowed as he noticed a weak pulse in the secondary stabilizer, almost imperceptible. A human could notice patterns that others might miss, especially when trained to read energy flows. "This is it. The secondary stabilizer is the key. If we reroute it, we can neutralize the device without triggering it." He looked at Lyra. "I need your help to interface with this tech. Your knowledge plus my engineering might just work." Lyra nodded, a spark of relief in her eyes. "Yes, together." They began working, moving carefully, their movements precise and synchronized. Alex adjusted energy conduits while Lyra manipulated alien control nodes. Sweat formed on his brow, but his hands were steady. Humans thrived under pressure, and this was no exception. Danger sharpened his focus. As they worked, Alex's mind drifted to the bigger picture. Humans had always relied on courage, reasoning, and teamwork to survive. Even in the vast unknown of space, those traits were valuable. And now, faced with an alien threat, he saw that intuition and trust could bridge species. Lyra glanced at him, her expression a mix of admiration and caution. "You notice things humans notice. Clever, precise." "I wasn't sure at first, but—" Alex smiled faintly. "Humans have a way of seeing through confusion. It's part of survival. But it helps when someone knows the alien side too." A sudden flicker of light on the device made both of them freeze. Energy spikes raced across the interface, small but dangerous. The Vexery's design was clever. They had accounted for intrusions. But humans had something else: adaptability. Alex adjusted his scanner, rerouted energy flows, and stabilized the device. It hummed steadily, harmless again. Lyra let out a breath she hadn't realized she was holding. You did it. The stabilizer is safe." Alex studied it one more time. "Not done yet. We need to find out if there are other devices." The Vexery rarely used just one. Together they moved through the station's maintenance tunnels, checking hidden compartments, unused energy conduits, and storage rooms. Each space was a potential hiding spot. Lyra pointed out places a Vexery operative might use, based on her species' knowledge of stealth tactics. Alex used human logic to test every scenario, predicting weak points and escape routes. Hours passed, though it felt like minutes. The station's usual hum became background noise to their focus. Finally, in a narrow service corridor near the central core, Lyra stopped abruptly. "There might be another one here."
"Alex."
Sure enough, A faint energy signature glimmered behind a panel. He carefully removed it, revealing a second alien device, smaller, more intricate, and even more dangerous. The Vexery didn't want anyone to find this. They must have trusted that their secrecy would work, Lyra whispered. Alex nodded, studying the device. Humans have a way of uncovering hidden things. Curiosity, intuition, observation. It helps us survive. And right now, it's saving lives. Lyra looked at him, admiration in her eyes. I misjudged you at first. I thought humans might be reckless, but you are careful, brave, clever. Alex smiled faintly. Humans often rise to challenges. We see danger, and we act not blindly but with reason. That's why we survive. Working together, they neutralized the second device, carefully rerouting its energy flows into harmless channels. The humming faded, leaving only the station's normal machinery sounds. For the first time, Lyra relaxed slightly. You called me out when I lied. And yet, you listened. You acted. I respect that. X nodded. Truth is valuable, but so is understanding intent. I could see your warning had meaning, even if the details were twisted. Humans notice those things. The station outside continued its silent rotation, unaware of the danger that had been lurking in its core. Alex and Lyra stood together, two very different species, united by logic, courage, and the drive to protect others. Lyra spoke softly, almost to herself. I didn't expect to find someone like you, someone who sees clearly even when things are hidden. Alex placed a reassuring hand on the edge of the console. Humans have always faced the unknown. It's what makes us, us. And when we work together, even with beings from other worlds, we can overcome nearly anything. A distant alarm echoed softly through the maintenance corridors. A routine check, nothing urgent. But it reminded them both that vigilance never stopped. The galaxy was full of wonders and dangers alike. Trust had to be earned carefully. Lyra tilted her head, studying Alex. So, what happens now? Do we wait for the Vexery, or do we warn the station? Alex glanced at her, a small smile forming. We do both. We secure the area, and we make sure the station is safe. Humans have a saying, better to act early than to regret later. She nodded, and together they moved toward the communications array. Lyra tapped into her alien interface, translating the device's data for Alex to analyze. Humans had the gift of rapid problem-solving. Alex used it to interpret Lyra's readings by the time they finished. The danger was contained, and the station's core was stable. They had worked as a team, human and alien, intellect and intuition combined. The experience proved one thing clearly. Humans had a unique way of understanding danger, reading patterns, and taking calculated risks, qualities that could outshine even advanced alien technology when used wisely. Lyra finally allowed herself a small smile. I thought humans might be too straightforward, but you are remarkable. Alex chuckled softly. Humans have a way of surviving. We notice, we analyze, we act. And sometimes, we work with aliens who teach us things we never imagined. The station hummed on, quiet and serene once more. Outside, distant stars glimmered. Inside, two beings, human and alien, stood together, ready to face whatever the galaxy might throw at them next. The calm of Eos Prime was deceptive. From the observation deck, Alex Carter looked out at the spinning station, its metal surface reflecting the distant star's light. The station appeared peaceful, almost serene. Yet he knew better. Danger was rarely obvious. Humans had learned long ago that survival depended on noticing what others ignored. Lyra stood beside him, her large luminous eyes scanning the control panels. I hope there's no more of them. I don't want to face another device. Alex shook his head. We can't assume this is over. The Vexery are clever. They would not leave just one or two devices. We need to check the systems thoroughly. Lyra hesitated, then nodded. Her species had learned caution through centuries of betrayal, but humans were known for a mixture of courage and careful thinking. Alex's calm confidence gave her hope. Together, they moved through the station's quieter maintenance corridors. Alex scanned for energy anomalies while Lyra used her alien senses to detect hidden technology. Their teamwork was precise. Humans had the ability to analyze data quickly, recognize patterns, and take decisive action. Aliens like Lyra offered knowledge humans lacked, but intuition and courage often tipped the balance. Suddenly, Lyra froze, placing her hand on the wall. Wait, I feel something. Not the devices we found, something bigger. Dangerous. Alex crouched and scanned the area. His device beeped faintly, detecting a subtle but unusual energy signature running through the walls. You're right. Something is hidden deeper inside the station's core. Lyra's eyes widened. It must be the main Vexery device. If it activates, it could destabilize the entire station. Maybe more than that. Alex's mind raced. Humans thrived under pressure, but this was different. This threat was intelligent, designed to exploit fear and delay. Yet fear alone would not control him. He focused, mapping out possible routes to the core. Every corridor, every maintenance hatch, every hidden tunnel became part of his plan. We need to move carefully. One wrong step, and it could trigger a chain reaction. Lyra nodded, moving silently alongside him. Her species' natural agility made her almost ghost-like as they navigated through the station. Alex relied on his human instincts to predict possible dangers, while Lyra's knowledge helped them avoid traps or hidden monitoring devices. Hours passed as they moved deeper into the heart of the station. Along the way, Alex began to understand more about Lyra's species. They valued stealth and caution. But humans had a different kind of intelligence, a combination of reason, intuition, and courage that often allowed them to face the unknown directly. This made him effective, not just in engineering tasks, but in situations where logic alone was not enough. Finally, they reached a heavy reinforced door, labeled Core Access, Authorized Only. The air around it felt heavier, charged with faint energy pulses. Alex crouched, analyzing the panel. The main device must be behind this door. It's shielded from normal detection, Lyra nodded. Yes, they didn't want anyone to find it easily. It's a trap for curiosity. Alex examined the locking mechanism. It's advanced, but not impossible. Humans have a way of seeing through complexity. He carefully interfaced with the alien security system. His human-trained hands moved quickly, rerouting energy, overriding alarms, and stabilizing the shield long enough for them to enter. The door hissed open, revealing a large chamber pulsing with energy. In the center of the room, the main Vexery device hovered slightly above the floor. It was larger than the previous ones, covered in alien symbols and glowing faintly. The hum it emitted resonated through the chamber, a subtle but dangerous vibration. Lyra whispered, "That's it. That's what could destroy the station." Alex studied it carefully. Humans had the ability to analyze complex systems quickly. He noticed patterns in the energy pulses, small irregularities that hinted at the device's weak points. It's well protected, but not perfect. We can neutralize it, step by step, carefully. Lyra's hands hovered over the control nodes. I'll help guide you. My species can interface with some of its systems, but your human logic will be needed for the rest. They began their work. Alex analyzed energy flows, rerouting power to save channels, while Lyra manipulated alien controls to prevent the device from detecting tampering. The tension in the room was intense. Every second mattered. Humans often thrived under such pressure. Alex's calm reasoning kept both of them focused. Suddenly, the device pulsed violently. Red light flashed across the chamber. Alex's heart raced, but his mind was steady. Humans had faced dangers like this before. Situations where careful observation and decisive action could make the difference between success and disaster. It's reacting to our presence, Lyra exclaimed. Alex nodded. I know. We stay calm. We work together. Humans can handle pressure like this, and we think quickly. Trust me. Step by step, they neutralized the device's energy conduits, guided by Alex's human logic and Lyra's alien knowledge. The hum gradually diminished, and the red lights faded. Finally, the device stabilized, harmless for now. Lyra let out a breath she hadn't realized she was holding. You did it. The main device is neutralized. Alex nodded, but he didn't relax completely. Not yet. We need to make sure there are no other hidden threats. The Vexery don't leave loose ends. They moved through the chamber, checking every corner, every wall, every ventilation shaft. Humans had an advantage, the ability to notice small details others might miss. Alex's eyes scanned every shadow, every flicker of energy. Lyra pointed out subtle clues she had sensed, leading them to a secondary panel hidden behind a reinforced wall. Inside, they found a smaller device, dormant but dangerous. Alex carefully analyzed it. This one is a backup. If the main device fails, this could trigger disaster. Together, they neutralized it, using the same combination of human reasoning and alien knowledge. For the first time, they allowed themselves a small smile. The immediate threat was gone. Lyra looked at Alex with admiration. I misjudged humans. I thought you might be reckless, but you notice things, act quickly, and stay calm under pressure. Alex smiled faintly. Humans have always faced the unknown. That's how we survive. Courage, observation, reasoning. We use all three. And sometimes, we work with others to achieve more than we could alone. The chamber was quiet now, the hum of the station's machinery normal again. Outside, distant stars sparkled, oblivious to the danger that had lurked within. Inside, two beings, human and alien, stood together, a team forged in the moment of crisis. Lyra's voice was soft. I thought my lies would hide the truth. But your human instincts? They revealed it. You have something special? Alex looked at her, calm and confident. Humans have a way of seeing patterns, noticing danger, and acting to prevent it. That's why we survive. And today, we work together. That makes us stronger, Lyra nodded. Together, yes. I've learned that honesty and trust, even between different species, can make a difference. Alex glanced at the device one last time. The Vexery might return someday, but for now, this station is safe. Humans thrive on challenges, and we face them head-on. That's why we endure. Outside, the station continued its rotation, serene and peaceful. Inside, two unlikely allies had faced a hidden threat and prevailed. Human courage, reasoning, and adaptability had shone brightly, even in a galaxy full of unknown dangers. Lyra finally allowed herself to relax completely. I didn't think humans could understand the subtle threats we face. But you proved me wrong. Alex chuckled softly. Humans notice what others might overlook. That's how we survive. And now, we've saved this station together. The two of them stepped back toward the observation deck. The weight of the hidden threat lifted, at least for now. They had proven something important. Humans, with their unique combination of intelligence, courage, and careful reasoning, could shine even in a universe full of mysteries and dangers. The corridors of EOS Prime were quiet now, but Alex Carter knew better than to trust silence. The Vexery were clever and patient. Their devices had been neutralized, but the enemy itself was still out there, observing, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Humans had learned to act even when danger seemed absent. Vigilance was survival. Lyra moved beside him, her luminous eyes scanning the area for any signs of activity. I hope they don't come back. I've never seen a human work so calmly under pressure. Alex smiled faintly. Humans have a way of facing danger. We notice what others miss and act quickly. And we keep moving no matter how quiet it seems. Lyra tilted her head. I see that now. Your reasoning, your observation. It's different from what I expected. They reached the station's central control hub, a wide room filled with blinking panels and floating holographic displays. The humans had the ability to analyze complex systems in seconds, and Alex began scanning the core's energy networks. The patterns were stable, but he remained alert. Lyra approached the main console. Her hands hovered over alien symbols that glowed faintly. The devices we found are neutralized, but the Vexery may have left hidden surveillance. They could be watching us even now. Alex nodded. Then we act smart. We secure the area first. Then we prepare for anything. Humans survive because we adapt quickly. Let's combine our skills. Together, they worked in perfect synchronization. Alex adjusted the station's energy flows, reinforcing the core stability and rerouting power to bypass any hidden traps. Lyra interfaced with alien nodes, translating the vexillary systems and revealing subtle anomalies humans might not notice. Hours passed. Both remained focused. Humans thrived under pressure, and Alex's steady presence kept Lyra confident. I didn't think I could trust a human so quickly, she admitted softly. But you notice everything. You don't panic. Alex glanced at her. Humans have learned to stay calm when it matters most. Courage isn't rushing blindly, it's observing, analyzing, and acting at the right moment. Their teamwork proved powerful. The core systems became more stable than ever, their combined actions creating a shield against potential sabotage. But then, a warning signal blinked on the central console faint. Encrypted message had been detected. Alex frowned. That's not good. Someone's trying to access the station's main communication lines. It could be the vexillary. Lyra's eyes widened. They're not done. They could be sending reinforcements or triggering remote devices. Without hesitation, Alex moved to intercept the signal. Humans had the ability to solve complex problems quickly, and he began analyzing the data, tracing its origin. Lyra assisted, providing alien code knowledge to decode the message. Their combined efforts revealed that a vexillary scouting party was approaching the stations. Fast ships designed to disable defenses before the main force arrived. Alex's expression hardened. We need to act fast. Humans can think quickly in moments like this. We can defend the station, but we need a plan. Lyra nodded. I know the hidden corridors and weak points. We can use them to our advantage. Together, they moved to the station's docking bays, setting up temporary shields and rerouting energy to defensive systems. Alex coordinated automated turrets, optimizing their targeting systems. Humans were known for rapid problem-solving and improvisation. And Alex's experience made the defenses more effective than the vexillary could anticipate. Lyra monitored the approaching ships on her alien interface. They're coming fast. If we don't act, they could breach the station in minutes. Alex smiled faintly. Humans thrive under pressure. We act quickly, think strategically, and face danger directly. Let's see how they handle that. The first vexillary scout ship appeared on the radar, small and fast, moving toward the station's outer rim. Automated turrets activated, firing precise energy pulses. Alex adjusted targeting in real time, predicting the ship's evasive maneuvers. Humans had an ability to read patterns in chaos, something even advanced alien systems struggled to match. Lyra interfaced with the station's shields, enhancing their strength and creating temporary barriers in critical areas. They're more clever than I expected, but your tactics, they work. Alex nodded. We combine our strengths. Humans notice patterns. Aliens know technology. Together, we're stronger than any single threat. The vexillary ship launched a series of drones to disable the turrets. Alex's mind raced. He anticipated their paths, rerouted energy to counter them, and deactivated several before they could reach the station. Lyra's alien knowledge allowed her to predict hidden vulnerabilities in the drone's design, helping Alex neutralize the threat efficiently. Minutes passed like hours. The small skirmish tested every skill they had. Yet humans were resilient, trained to act decisively under pressure. And Alex's calm guidance ensured they remained focused. Finally, the last vexillary drone was destroyed. The scout ship retreated, recognizing that the station's defenses were stronger than expected. Lyra exhaled, relief flooding her face. You, humans are incredible. I've never seen anything like this. We survive because we notice, we adapt, and we act. Courage isn't just fighting, it's thinking clearly under pressure. That's why humans endure. Lyra looked at him thoughtfully. I wanted to test you with my lie to see how humans respond to danger. But you You went beyond my expectations. You saw the hidden threats, acted decisively, and didn't panic. Alex chuckled softly. Humans often thrive when others falter. We face the unknown directly, observe carefully, and solve problems efficiently. That's what makes us human. The station was safe for now. The Vexery had retreated, at least temporarily. Alex and Lyra took a moment to rest in the observation deck, looking out at the stars. Silence stretched across the station, peaceful but tense. Humans had always known that calm could be temporary. Vigilance was constant. Lyra spoke softly, almost in admiration. I thought I could deceive humans easily, but you noticed everything. You acted when others might have hesitated. Humans notice what matters. We assess danger, act with courage, and adapt when the unknown appears. That's why we survive. And sometimes we work with others to accomplish more than we could alone. Lyra nodded, her expression reflective. Together, we've neutralized devices, stopped the immediate threat, and strengthened the station. I've learned something important today. Humans are clever, brave, and resilient. Alex placed a reassuring hand on the console. We'll face more challenges, but humans have always risen to the occasion. We think quickly, act decisively, and protect what matters. That's why we endure, no matter the odds. Outside, the stars sparkled, oblivious to the near disaster they had prevented. Inside, two beings, human and alien, stood together. United by courage, intelligence, and the drive to protect life. Lyra finally allowed herself a small smile. I see now. Lies and deception may hide truth, but your human instincts reveal it. You notice danger, act wisely, and face the unknown. Alex nodded. Humans have always done that. And today, we prove that even across galaxies, courage, reasoning, and teamwork shine. The quiet hum of the station continued, but both knew vigilance was essential. The Vexery were still out there, and the galaxy was vast and full of dangers. Yet humans had a way of surviving, thriving, and solving problems, no matter the odds. And when combined with allies from other worlds, their abilities became even more powerful. Together, Alex and Lyra prepared for whatever came next, their partnership stronger than ever. The galaxy could throw challenges at them, but humans and those willing to trust them would rise to meet each one. The hum of EOS Prime was steady, but Alex Carter knew that calm could be deceptive. The Vexery scout had retreated, but their presence was still a threat. Humans had always understood that vigilance was key to survival. Even a temporary pause could hide danger. Lyra stood beside him on the observation deck, her luminous eyes scanning the docking bays. I hope they don't return, she whispered. I've never faced a threat like this. But humans, you are remarkable. Alex shook his head with a small smile. We face danger because we notice it, analyze it, and act. Courage isn't rushing. Blindly, it's thinking clearly and taking action at the right moment. That's how humans survive. Lyra looked thoughtful. I tested you with a lie to see if you would act, and you exceeded my expectations. Alex's smile widened. Sometimes humans see the truth, even when it's hidden. We notice patterns, solve problems, and protect others. That's why we endure. But the moment of reflection was brief. A faint signal flashed across the station's sensors. A new Vexery ship, larger and more dangerous than the first, was approaching at high speed. Lyra gasped. It's them. The main attack force. If they arrive, the station could be destroyed. Alex's mind raced. Humans had a unique ability to remain calm under pressure and make decisions quickly. He assessed the station's defenses, the docking patterns, the energy shields, and the automated turrets. Everything had to be coordinated perfectly to survive. We have to act immediately. No hesitation. Humans have a way of adapting in moments like this. Follow my lead, Lyra nodded. Together, they moved to the central command hub. Alex interfaced with the control panels, optimizing energy distribution and rerouting power to strengthen the shields. The Vexery ship closed in, firing pulses of energy that shook the station's outer hull. Lyra manipulated her alien interface, revealing the ship's weak points and guiding Alex's adjustments. They are targeting our shields. We need to counter before they breach the outer defenses. Alex nodded. Humans, notice what others miss. I see the patterns. We'll neutralize their attack. The station's automated turrets activated, firing precise energy bursts at the incoming ship. Alex recalibrated their targeting to anticipate evasive maneuvers. Lyra predicted where the Vexery would attempt to infiltrate, helping to adjust the energy shields in real time. The battle was tense. Every second mattered. Humans had a reputation for quick thinking, bravery, and ingenuity, and Alex exemplified that. He predicted the enemy's moves, coordinated the defenses, and remained calm under pressure. A sudden warning flashed on the central display. The Vexery were deploying boarding drones to disable key systems from the inside. We can't let them breach the station, Lyra exclaimed. Alex's expression hardened. Humans act decisively when faced with immediate danger. We adapt, we think, and we fight smart. Let's stop them. They split their tasks. Alex moved to intercept the boarding drones, using his engineering tools to disable their entry ports. Humans had a natural ability to improvise solutions under pressure. Lyra used her alien knowledge to predict the drones' routes, helping Alex move faster and more effectively, one by one. The drones were neutralized before they could reach the station's critical systems. The main Vexery ship continued its assault. But the combined strength of human ingenuity and alien knowledge kept the station safe. Alex noticed a weak point in the ship's energy flow. We can disable it if we target this node. Lyra, I need your help to interface remotely with their systems. Lyra hesitated for only a moment. I can do it. But we have to be precise. One mistake, and the station could be at risk. Together, they coordinated. Alex guided the energy pulse, predicting the ship's countermeasures. Lyra synchronized her interface, hacking the Vexery systems while avoiding detection. The pulse struck the node, and the enemy ship shuddered violently. Its energy shields failed, and it began to retreat. Lyra let out a relieved breath. You, humans are incredible. I didn't think you could manage this so quickly. Alex smiled faintly. Humans survive because we think clearly, act decisively, and adapt to challenges. Courage isn't just fighting, it's problem-solving under pressure. That's what makes us endure. The Vexery ship fled, disappearing into the darkness of space. EOS Prime systems stabilized, the hum of the station returning to normal. The immediate threat was gone. Lyra turned to Alex, her expression filled with respect. I misjudged you. I thought humans were straightforward, maybe even reckless. But you combine observation, reasoning, and courage. I have never seen anything like it. Alex chuckled softly. Humans notice what others overlook. We act when it matters most, and we protect those who cannot protect themselves. That's why we survive and thrive, even in dangerous places. They walked to the observation deck, looking out at the vastness of space. Stars sparkled in the distance, indifferent to the near disaster that had just occurred. Inside, two beings, human and alien, stood together, having faced danger and overcome it. Lyra spoke softly. Your honesty, your instincts, they revealed what I tried to hide. I lied to test you, but your human nature revealed the truth. You noticed, you acted, and you succeeded. Alex placed a hand on the railing, looking at her calmly. Humans have always faced the unknown. We think, observe, and act. Courage isn't blind, it's thoughtful and deliberate. And sometimes we work with others to achieve what we cannot do alone. Lyra smiled, finally relaxed. I've learned something important today. Trust, observation, and courage, these are not just human traits, but universal ones. Yet humans, you do it in a way that is remarkable. Alex nodded. We survive because we notice danger, face it, and protect what matters. That's why humans endure. And when we work with others, even from distant worlds, we can achieve even more. The station was safe. The Vexery had retreated, and the devices they had planted were neutralized. For now, peace returned. But Alex and Lyra knew that vigilance was never ending. The galaxy was vast, full of wonders, but also full of dangers. Humans thrived in such conditions, relying on courage, reasoning, and intuition. Lyra looked at him with admiration. I will remember this. Humans are clever, brave, and adaptable. You see the truth even when it is hidden, and you act decisively. I have learned much from you, Alex smiled. And I have learned from you as well. Knowledge, caution, and understanding from other worlds make us stronger. Humans notice patterns, adapt quickly, and act to protect. That's how we endure across the stars. For a moment the station was quiet, the stars beyond twinkling peacefully. Inside, a human and an alien had faced a hidden threat, neutralized it, and forged mutual respect. Lyra finally spoke with a small, genuine smile. I thought humans were ordinary. I see now. You are extraordinary. Lex chuckled softly. We survive because we notice, we act, and we protect. That's what humans do. And today, we proved it again. Together, we can face any challenge, even in the vast unknown of space. The stars stretched endlessly beyond Eos Prime. The station rotated silently, peaceful at last. Inside, two beings, human and alien, stood side by side, united by courage, intelligence, and the determination to protect what mattered. For Alex, it was a reminder of why humans had always endured courage under pressure, observation in chaos, and action when it mattered most. And with allies like Lyra, humans could face the galaxy's greatest dangers and still prevail.